Hello dear viewer, we have a Criterion sale in the UK at last. However, this is bittersweet news because the sale is not that good. So you'll find the sale at HMV online and in store, on Zavvi and on Amazon, I think. And yeah, the pricing is still all over the place. So if we look at a title that I want to pick up that I don't have yet, it's the film Eve's Bayou, which you can get in the sale currently for $19.99. That's the sale price, which doesn't sound that good when you consider that when Criterion launched in the UK 7 years ago, 8 years ago, the recommended retail price for those discs was £18. And many people complained that £18 per disc was way too expensive when you compared it to everything else in the Blu-ray market. The pricing is irregular because you can get something like The Big Chill for $17.99 or something like Topsy Turvy, which is $13.99. You then also have a few, and when I say a few, I mean like 3 or 4, 4K titles in the sale, such as Thelma and Louise, which I have here. And instead of being $29.99, they are $24.99. So again, not that deep of a discount. Now, don't get me wrong, a sale is a sale. I would much prefer there to be some kind of sale than no kind of sale. But let's just cast our minds back a few years to when we would regularly have 2 for £25 sales, or even one time we had a 3 for £30 sale. So these Criterions were as cheap as £10 each. To me, it really doesn't make sense why all of these titles have different prices. I have to imagine that some of the titles that have been chosen to be on sale at $13.99 are the discs that just do not sell. And you have to ask, what is going wrong for these titles to not sell well? Because some of them are Wes Anderson movies or great world cinema titles, and it isn't that Criterion make a bad disc necessarily, it depends who you ask, but Criterion mostly make great releases. If you compare this to how things are run in the US, Criterion have their regular 50% off sales, whether that's the flash sale or the month-long Barnes & Noble sales. 50% off is a big deal, even if that's going from $40 to $20, which is still quite expensive for one disc. It's still a great deal. Optically, it looks great to get 50% off. And from information that has been passed to me from someone within Criterion in the US, they tell me that most of their business is done during those sale periods. Since the news came out that Spirit were taking over Criterion's operations in the UK, I've regularly been asked on Instagram and on YouTube comments by people asking when is there going to be the next sale. Because as we know, Criterion discs are not limited edition. They don't work on the limited edition FOMO model. So most people actually wait for a sale period to buy any Criterion discs at all. Criterion in the US know this because, like I said, they make most of their business during the sale periods, and they haven't increased their retail price on a Blu-ray, I think, since their Blu-ray line launched. For the longest time they have been $40 retail and then cut to $20 during a sale. So what this tells me, and what I think it should tell other people in the business, is that sales are a very important thing when it comes to boutique Blu-rays, and in particular Criterion. And if your sale is very meager, such as this, where you're taking like £3 off a Blu-ray, going from £23 to $20, it's not enticing enough. People are not going to be emptying their wallets and their bank accounts to buy these discs. Let's make a comparison, because right now in the UK, 2 other Blu-ray labels currently have sales on. Arrow Video have their Easter sale and Indicator have their flash sale on. And in both of those sales, you can get much better prices on some great boutique Blu-rays. Criterion have been around for 40 years at this point. We know that since the early days in the Laserdisc and DVD era, they were marketed as a luxury product, because back then Criterion were literally doing the best work in the industry in presenting films and giving the great supplements and special features. However, in the past decade, we've seen so many other labels rise to the occasion, and they are doing equal or if not better work than what Criterion are doing in the space. Indicator is a great example of this. Their work is just incredible. And in their current sale, you can get limited edition discs for as cheap as £5 each. And over in Arrow Video's sale, most single titles are £9 each, which I have lamented in the past that even that has gone up in price, because they used to be £5 or £6 each many years ago. You know, if Criterion were to put on some of their discs like La Bamba or Chaplin's Circus or this one, Mudbound, if these were to be around the £9 or £10 mark in a sale, they would sell so many units. Now, I don't know the actual financials of this Criterion licensing deal. It could be very expensive for Spirit Entertainment to bring these titles to the UK, and therefore they have to charge these kind of prices. But I have to say that at these prices, so many people are priced out of the market. It is just too expensive to be spending this much money on one title during a sale. As well as the issue of pricing, there are only 49 titles in this current sale, and the last time I looked, Criterion had about 300 titles that they had brought to the UK. So what makes this worse is it isn't even the entire range of Criterion discs available. Any collector looking at this just doesn't have that much good choice. And don't get me wrong, the films that are on sale right now are great films, but combined with the whole pricing thing, it just makes this kind of sale feel sour. It doesn't feel good to be a collector when this is the kind of sale offering that is given. So going back to what I said at the start of this whole rant thing, any sale is better than no sale, but I think all of the complaints that are being made in the community at the moment about this particular sale are very valid. So what are your thoughts when you look at this kind of sale? Do you think that the prices are just still way too high? Are you disappointed by the lack of selection? Do let me know in a comment below, and let me know if you want any particular recommendations for titles that are in this sale. I could make a follow-up video recommending titles in this particular sale. However, it feels bad recommending these titles during a sale when, quite frankly, the choice and discounts aren't good enough. If you'd still like some Criterion recommendations from me, just click the video that's presented on screen right now. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.